I didn't think you had it in you. I'm your huckleberry. I didn't think you had it in you. I'm your huckleberry. I didn't think you had it in you. I'm your huckleberry. Well, I didn't think you had it in you. I'm your huckleberry. I didn't think you had it in you. I'm your huckleberry. I didn't think you had it in you. I'm your huckleberry. Well, I didn't think you had it in you. I'm your huckleberry. I didn't think you had it in you.
And let's start the show. Welcome your host for Below Deck, Molly Lampworth, and an host here.
Oops. There we are. We were in the wrong social boxes.
Oh, that's funny.
There we go.
Little Freaky Friday action.
Whoa! A little behind the scenes.
Also, I feel
Welcome.
like this new song is a little spooky.
Yeah. This song.
Love it.
A new track by sorry, I'm not allowed to say new. A track by engineer Jack. I mean, not Jack. What? Zach.
You're working too hard, my friend.
No, I was looking at Jack on cable TV. I'm sorry, I was distracted. I'm trying to read the chat and talk at the same time, which everyone knows. Recipe for disaster. Also want to let everyone know these are my new glasses. This is the new me, and I will not change, okay?
I love it.
The chat's really popping off. There's a lot going on today.
Wow, boat facts.
Boat facts. Hashtag. I'm gonna fade this bad boy out. This is the classic boat facts with Nikki T's sound effect. Unfortunately, Nikki T's is no longer with us because he did have a baby. He is rich in babies. So
Baby rich.
yeah, he's a rich baby man, and you know what? Can't blame him.
Good job.
Sometimes you need to be rich.
Baby rich.
Rich baby. Now, I meant to do this earlier, but I'm going to change my background. To only pineapples.
Yeah.
Because, guys, I'm here for one thing, and it's my pineapple gang!
You can notice I also brought a lit object today.
Yeah, I like this, like...
It's a spooky Halloween candle I got from Target.
Oh, heck yeah. Spooky.
Actually got 2 of them.
You scared me. It was so spooky.
Scared you, so spooky. And all I do with them is put them on every night and pretend I'm the Phantom of the Opera.
Ooh la la. Now that is true luxury.
True luxury. I love LED candles.
That's pretty great. I like that too. I use real candles, but I've burned down
tablescape.
All my homes. Is your tablescape?
I'm afraid of fire. So I have a ton of candles, but I won't light like more than one of them at once because too afraid. Let's shout out the chat. Shout out, welcome back everybody. Thanks for staying with us during our week off.
Yeah.
Anna and I both went on trips.
Yeah.
We both left Los Angeles at the same time.
Where did you go?
Really convenient for both of us that are lined up like that. How was your trip?
Well, first I want to say, where did you go?
I went up the coast.
Ooh.
To like the Central Coast.
Ooh.
California.
I
Great
dig
saw the
it.
animals. Where'd you go?
I went to Seattle, Washington.
Have you ever been there before?
Friends. Yes, I've been there many a time. Spent a good amount of time in Seattle. I have 2 good friends who live there.
I've never been.
I think you would like it.
Seems fun. Yeah, I bet I would. I'd like to go.
I recommend.
Below Deck Seattle. That'll be us. We work on the fishing boats.
BDS all day. Mr. Bible Pan says, boat facts, Viking funerals are traditionally known to place the deceased on a wooden boat, which is then set in fire. I think I knew that.
True. He also says Anna has developed X-Men powers.
That's another boat fact.
It's true. That's why she can't take the glasses off, because she will laser all of you through the screen.
Facts. Boat facts.
Hearing some spoilers from next week's episode, we're gonna go ahead and keep those off the air for now, just for those of us who don't watch ahead. Although if you do, that's cool. That's great.
I don't, I choose not to watch ahead. It's very hard, but I make the
Do you
sacrifice.
have Peacock?
Yeah, I remember I've told you many times.
Oh yeah. Do you want to give me your log?
Yeah, I've literally offered it to you. Remember, I was like,
oh
you
yeah,
want it?
okay. I'm gonna bug you later.
Yeah.
Don't listen to this NBC Universal.
They don't care.
I saw some really good programming on Hotel TV that was on from Peacock that I was like, damn, I gotta get Peacock.
What was it?
Just like some murder shows. I'm not a huge true crime person always. Oh, don't worry about it, Nikki Bex. I'm just I haven't seen it, so I can't speak to it. But I am glad somebody calls out Matt in some. I just feel like. Well, first of all, the show that I watched is called Buried in the Backyard. And it's a true crime show. So you can guess what's buried in the backyard.
A person.
Yes. And then there was like a spin-off that was called Buried in the Backyard, Buried in the Woods.
Why don't you just call it Buried in the Woods?
Because it was like Deckheads Chief Stews. It was like they wanted you to know it was a spin-off of the show you already like, Buried in the Backyard. But this was a specific subset of episodes about people who were buried in the woods. Really fucked up. But good hotel TV watching.
I rarely watch hotel TV.
I just love it. I love when they're like, "Oh, you get no choices. You just get what you get, and that's it." I'm like,
That's
"Oh,
true.
love it."
You get what you
Programmed to me. I
get.
don't know. What are you drinking tonight?
I'm just having a tasty Diet Coke because I'm incredibly low energy today, and I'm very sorry about that.
It's okay. We're back on the grind of watching reality television and having to talk about it for free.
I will
It's a
say I
tough life we
I
live.
fully caught up on Potomac.
Ooh, me too. No, wait, that's not true. I'm one behind.
I will say
I started catching up on Beverly Hills because I missed an episode while I was gone.
I'm basically caught up on all the housewives. I will say I cannot stand Candiace.
Let's
On
talk about
Potomac.
that in a minute. But first, what are you drinking? You already told me. I already
Diet
asked
Coke.
you.
What
This
are
is
you
how out of it we are.
drinking?
What am I drinking? Sounds like I'm drunk.
Mhm.
Sounds like I'm sozzled. I got a ginger beer.
Oh, nice. It's those
Because-
people were on the show.
I was watching that episode again with the people from Reed's Ginger Beer. I don't know. They're all just kind of like Texas hippie boomer guys who seemed pretty chill, especially after the charter right before them. But I don't know. I love a ginger beer. They had it at Trader Joe's, so I got some. And also last week, 2 weeks ago, for those of you who are watching, I dropped my cell phone in a glass of water while we were streaming. And I didn't realize it until the end of the stream, which is amazing because it's like I was sitting in a camping chair that has a little cup divot, and I put in this cup that's basically clear, so I didn't see it. I didn't think about it. And then I just dropped my phone in the cup holder, forgetting I had already put a glass of water there. So at the very end of the stream, I was like, "Oh, let me check my phone. Oh, it's in a glass of water."
What happened after?
It died. I took it to the Apple store, and they were like, "Nope."
Wow.
But I got a new phone finally, and this week I just decided I was not even gonna risk it with the martini glass, so I'm just going straight bottle of ginger beer.
Good plan. You can't risk dropping another phone in liquid.
Mr. Biblepan says, I was guessing it was cakes buried in the backyard. I mean, buried in the backyard sounds like it could be like a hidden treasure show. It sounds like it could be like a pirate treasure show, something else. But it's human bodies, it's bones. And 2 episodes, trigger warning here, 2 separate episodes where a teenage girl was buried alive, and they figured out that she was buried alive because when they did the autopsy, she had dirt in her lungs, which meant she was still breathing and trying to breathe.
Who does that?
Bad boyfriends who are worried when their teenage girlfriend is pregnant in Indiana, apparently. And she wasn't even pregnant, the worst part.
You just thought she was?
Wow. Bills says, did you eat the rice? No, I did not cook or eat the rice that I put my cell phone in. I threw it away. And I found out that putting your cell phone in rice apparently doesn't work. And is sort of an old wives' tale, I guess. Looked into it more, and it was all like, don't do it, actually, because you're just like, the thing you should actually do is put it in front of a fan to dry. because also it can just like get rice lodged into the outlets as the rice gets mushy.
Yeah.
It forms a paste that gets in the
Ugh.
plug zone.
Terrible.
So learned my lesson. Won't do a lot of things.
Mushy rice phone. Yummy.
I definitely did that too. I definitely, like, when I tried to plug it in, I was like, oh, there's an entire grain of rice lodged in the
Ugh.
plug now. And I took it in, and they were like, don't worry, it's dead. It's dead.
Oh no, don't worry.
It drowned. It drowned.
So
Now you
had
have to bury it in the backyard.
Yeah, with your cakes. Did you then have to go buy a whole new, like, brand new iPhone?
Yeah, but I got the cheapest one,
Okay, good.
which is the SE. Still way more expensive than I wanted anything ever to be in my life.
Ugh.
But I was also just
Nightmare.
like, I was like, should I buy one or should I go get a cheaper phone? And then I was just like, I don't know. I just need a phone so bad. I'm just gonna fucking do it, which is how they get you. That's how they get you.
I keep
So,
my phones, like, even if the screen is cracked beyond, like, even visibility, I will keep it until literally, like, a holiday where my parents will finally gift me a phone.
oh, I'll keep it until I had duct taped phones for sure. I was the last person I knew to get a smartphone because I'm like against them on principle, kind of.
Yeah,
And then there was a point where you just kind of couldn't opt out. So,
yeah,
I would just as soon have a flip phone still. Um,
yeah. That's true.
Things
Yeah,
to think about. I also had like a great few days without my phone, which was very eye-opening.
I bet.
And I took some time off social media while I was on vacation. But now I'm back in the Matrix. Let's see what our commenters have been saying. Is it better to be buried in woods or backyards? In Buddhist asks. I think they're both really scary, but backyard is scarier. Because backyard is like they're having people over. You're just in the backyard. But if we're talking about like a cat or something and you want to like keep it close to you, then it's fine to have it buried in the backyard.
I would say woods. There's something so scary about the woods. Because at least in the backyard, maybe you can, like, yell, but then you get dirt in your
Right.
lungs. I don't know.
Right. Someone might hear you if you're being buried alive in someone's backyard. The neighbors might
Mm-hmm.
post about it on Nextdoor. Mr. Bible Pants says, makes me think of my last Caribbean cruise where I watched Mega Mind 3 times over 8 days, but never all at once. Can't get quality hotel TV in international waters. We learned that from all the times they have to stream things on a boat, and it's hard because why would there be Wi-Fi? Yeah, one of my favorite YouTube channels, Nemo's Dreamscapes, who do the music in the other room, falling asleep videos that I use to fall asleep. They did one, their newest one is like falling asleep at a party while your parents' friends are talking in the other room. Very, very good. I feel like hotel TV hits the same note, just like ambient noise, relaxing ambient noise.
Right.
Nikki Beck says Candiace body shamed a blogger who later died. What? Tell us more
Yeah, wait,
about that. I mean,
what?
Candiace sucks.
She's just so mean and it's like you don't
She's
you can insult
become-
people without like constantly acknowledging their like body or what they look like.
She's become the villain, which is like actually a very good turn. Because I don't feel like Karen Huger is very much the villain right now. You know,
No.
she's kind of being comic relief.
She's so funny. I actually was
so
thinking
funny.
Karen is really funny this season.
Just put a show that's like Karen Huger and Kathy Hilton on a Thelma and Louise road trip. Give me that.
I will say in the upcoming episode you haven't seen yet, she had just been vaccinated and she's like having all sorts of like moments of like tiredness and dizziness, and the video editing of what she's seeing is really funny. They did a great
man.
job
Video-
of like dramatizing what her potential vision was like, and I was dying. I was laughing so hard.
The editors are so funny over there.
Yeah.
Whenever they do like a person is like, I never said that, and then they show every time they said something. Nikki Back says, Kathy and Karen Take Nantucket is a show I would watch religiously. That's what I want. That's all I want. Winter House coming up soon.
Mm-hmm.
Very excited for that. Vanderpump Rules starts tonight. We are for sure back in the zone. I'm definitely gonna watch that. Are you a consumer of Pump Rules, Lana?
I was. I'm actually out now. I'm no longer a Pump Rules person, and I don't
Wow,
see
a real
myself coming
Stassi?
back. I do not see.
Stassi loyalist?
No, I don't even fuck with Stassi. I think
No,
that
no, of
that
course
whole
not.
prank that they
Yeah, it was
pulled.
insane.
Yeah, like I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not dealing with these idiots anymore. You know what? I have my idiots. They're my housewives. They're my yachties, and I will not go back to the Pump Rules.
You know what?
I'm free.
I'll never forsake the Toms. I love the Toms.
Toms are okay.
Let's go to Tom Tom.
I would go to Tom Tom. I haven't been.
Me
I
neither.
haven't
Let's
been
go.
to any of the restaurants because there's something about it where I'm like, it's not real in my mind.
I've been there because I made a company pay for me to go one time, and that's how I would like to go to all fancy restaurants if somebody else pays for it.
That's how you should do it.
Food's really bad, but it's fun. Bill says the lack of Pump Rules promo has me nervous for the quality of this season. Well, I mean, I have to imagine they're like starting from scratch. I'm also just interested to see what they're gonna do with it because, yeah, everyone's gone except for the Toms and their ladies, Katie and Ariana, who I like. So
And Kristen is gone. Well, Kristen was a fucking.
Kristen's gone, Jax is
Bummer.
gone, Stassi's gone. All the villains are gone. So,
Wait, why did Jax end up leaving?
because he's the one who called the cop car prank on his friends.
Oh, right.
Remember, he called the cops on Faith, on his black
But I thought
ex-girlfriend?
that was Stassi and Kristen.
I think it was like, oh no, wait, he was an asshole to Faith, first of all, but also he called the cops on one of the Toms during the season. Do you remember? Like as a
No,
prank,
no.
he was like, I called my buddy who's a cop to come like show up and arrest Tom Schwartz or something, and it was just like right when all the stuff was happening, so everybody was like, that's not a good prank at all. That's not a good joke. Nikki Beck says Stassi and Kristen did the cop calling on Faith. Yeah, that was
Right.
definitely
That's what I thought.
those fucking psychos. Jax called his like friend. Nikki Beck thinks Jax and Brittany
Oh.
ultimately let go because of the homophobic pastor.
That
I mean,
makes sense.
I thought it was more about Jax just being a liability.
Yeah, he is kind of a monster. In his own
Also,
regard.
sort of nowhere to go for him and Brittany from here on the show unless he starts cheating on her in a way that they can show on the show. You know, like I don't need any Jackson Brittany's baby joy plotline ever. Who cares?
Right. Who cares?
So,
They're whatever.
yeah. I hope the Toms. Did Katie get pregnant? Did Katie have a baby?
I have no idea. I don't keep up with any of them.
A bunch of them got pregnant. Sheena will still be on the show. Sheena dates like this rugby player now. Rand gifted Jax the cop prank for his birthday. Oh, Rand.
I was one time standing next to Sheena. Yeah, that's all really I'm gonna say about that.
My man, Rand. I love Lala. Sorry, she's.
Rand.
I love her.
Or what was Rand's 50 Cent thing?
They got in a fight. He's always
Right.
getting in fights. So, yeah, so Lala was pregnant. Stassi was pregnant. Sheena was pregnant. Ariana and Tom definitely don't want kids. I don't remember if I think Katie wants kids, but I think that ship might sail.
Mm.
And I hope it does, because fuck it. Be childless and get to be on a reality show would be more fun.
Yeah,
Nikki
for
Beck's Brock
real.
got an opening credit. Another Bo. Well, Brock is more fun than Bo. Bo is like, oh, oh. And the edit they were giving Stassi and Bo was insane, where they were like the heroes of the show suddenly. It made no sense. So I kind of felt like it was a fine time to blow it up anyway. Also excited to hear in other Housewives roundup news, Vicky Gunvalson from Real Housewives of Orange County dumped by that cop.
Who? I don't follow Orange
Ugh,
County. What
she was
happened?
dating this guy named Steve, and she was barely on the show, but she used it to talk about how much she loves Steve, the cop. And then he ran for governor against Gavin Newsom in the recall and lost, and then he dumped Vicky. And Vicky's on the Housewives All-Star show that's coming out soon, where she allegedly tells everyone that they're going to die because they got the COVID vaccine.
Great. That should be
She's
interesting.
she's just like no redeeming qualities.
I can't watch Orange County for that
Whatsoever.
reason alone. Like they're all
I find it interesting on that. I mean, it's kind of like what the show was supposed to be originally, which is just like rich women with absolutely no consciousness about how they come off in any situation. I think that's how Candiace is. I think
Yes.
Candiace flips out when you call her like a spoiled little rich girl,
which she is.
but she has the attitude and entire bearing of a spoiled rich girl. She's like a horse girl. It's just like she sort of, you can see that she sort of assumes she can like buy her way out of any situation, and it's like, I don't know, don't make your husband your manager. Like when they revealed that he's not getting paid to be her manager, I was like, that's a huge red flag, right?
Well, it's also implied in the upcoming episode you're going to see that maybe they don't pay for that house either.
I'm sure they don't pay for that house. I'm sure her mom bought it for them. Like
Well,
she bought everything.
The mom kind of implies that without saying it directly. So who knows if the mom was just being messy because
I'm sure the mom
Dottie
paid for it,
is
or at least
messy.
gave them like
But
the mom
yeah.
like at least gave them a down payment.
Crazy.
And I think Candiace doesn't see, like, it's very Freudian obviously, but it's like Candiace resents her mom so much, but she's dependent on her for money. So she's like tied to her forever because she takes the money and she doesn't have anything. She just has a vanity career as a singer. She doesn't have like a real job. She's like chosen to take the money and do nothing with her life. So
Oh wait, no, I think you saw that episode because that was the music video episode. You saw that, right?
yeah.
Okay.
So it's like she does that, but then she is doing the same thing to Chris, where she's like, just like, I'm gonna like keep you on this leash financially, but then obviously he's gonna like resent her for leveraging that against him constantly. If you're gonna be with somebody who like doesn't make as much money and doesn't have like family wealth, like just the fact that you can pay for everything doesn't mean you get to like be in charge constantly. And I don't think she understands that. I think she's just like, okay, but like my money, my choice. And it's like, it's not even your money. It's your mom's money.
Yeah. And what does her mom do again?
Who knows?
Yeah, I don't care for Candiace. I probably never will. I think she's an asshole, and I think she body shames. That's her go-to insult, is to body shame someone, and it's like, go fuck yourself.
It was
You're
just
a
so
shitty
weird when
person.
she started coming for, was it Robin?
Ashley.
Oh, it
She
was
said she called her
Ashley, that's
wide.
right.
The woman just had a baby, and then
That
she called
was
her.
crazy,
She came for her
'cause
forehead.
I was like,
It's like,
Ashley can be hard to deal with, but Ashley wasn't coming for her at all.
no, and she kept like coming for her like breast milk situation. And like the whole thing with Wendy, like I understand, like leave Wendy and her body alone, whatever, she can dress how she wants. But then the whole situation, like Wendy refused to acknowledge that they were saying that the rumors about her husband aren't true. That was a weird thing. Like there was it was just the fact that her husband was even brought up, period, was all she needed. Like even though they were being like, it wasn't true, no one believes that. That's bullshit.
Because it's probably true. So she was being extra defensive.
I don't know if it's true because Eddie seems so cool. He doesn't seem like a
Yeah,
shade
but
ball.
like, I do think there's a little bit of truth to the like, nobody changes their entire body in the middle of their life that's like happy.
Oh no, I mean I assumed it was because, you know, having 3 kids ruins your body. In a
I
way.
don't think it was that though, because it's like she got like a different body than she had before, you know? It wasn't
Right.
like
It was an upgrade. She upgraded. I don't know. Was that? I don't know.
Yeah. Did you see that Linda Evangelista story?
No.
Do you know who she is? She's like a 90s supermodel.
I vaguely know who she is, but what
She
was
got
her?
cool sculpting and it like she had a bad side effect and it fucked her up permanently.
What did it do?
She posted about it. It's this thing, I forget what it's called, but she posted this Instagram post being like, I'm deformed now. Like, my career is over and my life is ruined and I'm like a hermit because I went in for cool sculpting and they didn't tell me like what could happen and this thing happened. And then you see the picture of her and she looks kind of exactly the same but like heavier than she was when she was a supermodel. You know? She's like a beautiful woman who's 60. But apparently she got cool sculpting on her like neck and jawline and there's this side effect where the fat is supposed to like go into your liver and metabolize or something, but instead it can just like harden.
Oh no.
And she claimed she wasn't warned about it. And she was just like, I'm tired of living my life in shame. I'm gonna like come forward about this. But then you see the pictures of her and you're like, well, like I understand why she thinks she looks deformed compared to how she used to look or like unrecognizable. She's not like, you're expecting like Hunchback of Notre Dame or something. And then it's like,
I don't really
beautiful
understand.
woman.
I'm looking at the photos, but I don't really understand. Like, it went wrong on her face.
It's like her jawline. It's like it was supposed to like give her back her youthful jawline or whatever, and instead it kind of like got rid of her jawline more, you know? It's like it's supposed to make her lose weight and instead it made her like gain weight permanently in a way that can't be undone. But I just wondered if this is like a breaking point for people with plastic surgery too, because it's like so normalized now and people don't talk about the side effects as much as they should.
Yeah.
Because you can get super fucked up and maybe it's not worth it. And everybody's just like, oh, that must suck so bad because it's like an elective procedure she paid for and it fucked her up. But also like must be weird to be a model in general and have everybody value you based entirely on how you look. Seems bad.
Yeah. Well, I you know what? I think Wendy looks great, and if she wants to do what she's doing, let her. Like, who cares?
Yeah, she
at the
looks
end?
great and she's not being confrontational about it. They're just all, I don't know.
I just think
Everybody
like,
else is unhappy.
it was almost like they needed something to talk about. So they were like, Wendy, we're concerned about you.
Yeah, Wendy.
And I was like, okay. But I also didn't like how Wendy immediately jumped to the conclusion that they thought her husband was cheating on her when it's like, they keep saying over and over, we don't believe it.
You don't think your husband is cheating on you? No, it's
And
that
she's
they
like,
were
how
well, what
dare
are
you tell me my husband's cheating? I was like, there is a clear disconnect going on.
They're like, are you brainy or are you a hot body? You can only be one.
Let her
Can't
live.
have both.
Let her live. Yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah, any I'm caught up on Salt Lake City now.
Nothing's popped off yet. I will say the whole what's Meredith's, first of all, Meredith.
Meredith Brooks.
I hate her style. I don't know why, but her outfits,
She's like Giselle. It's just like she's a beautiful girl who can't dress, and
I
it's
just
so
don't
funny
get
how
it.
everyone agrees.
it's just too much sometimes. And it's, I don't know. It's just not for me. You know what? Look, it's not ugly for other people,
It's
maybe,
not
but
for me,
for
but it is like the clothes wear her,
yes.
and
It kind of grinds my gears when I see it.
and when other people on the show wear ridiculous things, they like Jen Shaw say what you will about her, can totally pull it off. You
Yeah.
know? She
Yeah.
can wear a stupid fur hat and be like,
Yeah.
it's a look and I'm pulling it off. And like Meredith, it's like Kyle Richards or something. It's like you're clearly too beholden to trends. Maybe you have no inherent sense of style of your own. You're just following what other people do.
And yeah, and you're like, maybe what's her son's name? Shit.
Brooks, right?
Brooks. Like,
Brooks
is
Marks.
Brooks dressing you? I don't get what's going on. It's weird.
I mean, maybe, but even then, it's just like they actually do have some pretty good style. Like Mary, again, like say what you will about Mary, like I like her style. They all have like signature looks.
Yeah, I thought
and
it was
Meredith's
how Mary and I would have the same opinion on Meredith's looks. I was like, wow, something Mary
that
and I
like
agree
mint
on.
green dress that Mary wore in the first season. Think about it all the time. Great dress, would wear. And I just love all their winter fashion. I just love
Yeah, it's
all
so
the,
over
like,
the top. I like it.
all the Dr. Zhivago like fur hats and
Big
cloaks
boots.
and stuff. That's what I love because like we never get to wear stuff like that here, obviously, in Los Angeles. Although it does get cold.
Sometimes. It was kind of cold today.
There was also, it was funny because there was a reference. Somebody mentioned Del Taco this week. on Salt
Lisa,
Lake
who
City.
else would do it? Lisa talks about
And I
Del
was like,
Taco.
wait, like does Bravo is the reason that Kathy Hilton also brought Del Taco? Do they have like a branding deal with Del Taco? And then I was like, no, it's just that people in the West love Del Taco.
It's, well, one,
So,
Lisa
like-
is a notorious fast food big gulp.
Yeah,
kinda
and
lady.
she and Kathy Hilton both know that what the best fast food is Del Taco, and that's what unites Beverly Hills and Salt Lake City.
It's truly fascinating. Okay, should we start talking? We have 2 episodes to go through.
Yeah, why don't we
Let's
just
get
start
into it.
start going through some med?
All right,
And
so
if you have any questions or comments about Below Deck or any of the Housewives or Vanderpump Rules or Pineapple Gang or anything else, just
Yeah.
drop them in the chat.
drop them in the chat. Yeah, okay, so Below Deck Med Season 6, Episode 13. Let's start there. So the last episode ended with Lexi and Matt fighting. And so we come back with them fighting. And Lexi actively calls out everyone for constantly letting Matt do and say whatever he wants and then coming for Lexi for like popping off harder. And then Courtney calls Lexi a cunt, which apparently no big deal because Courtney's a white girl and has more, I guess, goodwill with everyone. But I was like, well, that wasn't cool. But it's all on Lexi. I know I defend Lexi a lot, but a lot of it's more just like, it's not that I like Lexi necessarily. I just think it's not fair how Mathew gets away with everything. And
That's how I
they're
feel about
both
it,
in the
too.
wrong. They're both
It's like-
shitty people.
They're both annoying in their own way, but I do also think there is an element of racist misogyny specifically working against Lexi that nobody else seems to acknowledge.
Yeah.
And when they all just suddenly are like, we like Matt now, he's our best friend, it's like it feels like he's brainwashed them or something, because you're like, what are you talking about? He's so fucking creepy still.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Malia on their taxi ride back to the boat tells Lexi that everyone's still mad about the night with the hot tub, so she has no goodwill left with them, which is why they don't care if Mathew comes for her. And then David tells Mathew it's not his fault at all. And I was like, he literally started it.
Sometimes also it's really Lord of the Flies where they all bond over teaming up on somebody as a staff. It does feel like they all like come together over their hatred of Lexi, and you're just like, can one person just like stand up for Lexi in this situation and be like, hey, maybe we shouldn't listen to fucking Mathew? Anyway, people will have choices and then maybe think about if it was worth it later on.
Well, yeah, so Malia and Katie actually discuss how to move forward because, like Lexi and Mathew hate each other, but Mathew is getting better treatment because Lexi was really mean that one night. And when she gets real mad, she really comes for you. And they're like, there's just, who knows? And then they play like a really weird clip where Lexi's saying that she needs rich friends because they're better or something like that. Or like they treat you better. I don't really remember exactly. But then I remember the stories where she was like answering questions that we were posting because I was trying to give context to what I was referencing. Now, of course, I don't know if any of this is true, so let me just say that. Allegedly, she says that she was actually talking to her mom about some person who was being shady with her and took something from her, did something to her, and it was taken out of context and made it sound like she was referencing the crew. I don't know.
Yeah,
Who
I
knows?
don't know. I mean, I'm not saying Lexi doesn't have like issues. Again, it seems like she's got mental health issues a little bit. She's also suffering grief.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody has like a lick of sympathy for her though, which is what makes it so weird. Because you're like, why are you sympathizing with Mathew, who like fucked up your tip like 5 times? Unlike Lexi, who just does her job and is annoying on your nights off, but has been like trying not to hang out with people, and you keep insisting she join the group. It's like, I also hate that because that's the thing. Sometimes when you're in a group and you do everything together, you work together and you play together, you just want alone time.
Mm-hmm.
You just want time away from those people. You don't want to like go party with the same people that you work with. You want to like go to your room and like watch a movie alone. And so I felt like they didn't respect the fact that she wanted to be that she wasn't like part of the group in the same way, and didn't think it was like a secret society, that she was like, we're here to do this job and then we can do whatever we want. And the rest of them
Right.
were like, best friends summer camp. And like when she kept falling asleep in the car, it's just like, just let her sleep in the car. You don't want to hang out with her.
Yeah.
Who cares? Like if she misses dinner, we know she'll get fed because it's a television show.
Yeah. And also, like, she's been avoiding you guys because she popped off on you so hard. And now knows if she drinks, she might pop off again. So I will say, I thought, because she didn't pop off again after that first really bad pop off, she's been avoiding everyone because she knows she doesn't like them.
But also, again, it's like she's in mourning, and
Right.
she's like fucked up clearly, and also Mathew just is like attempting to get her to pop off always. Because,
Exactly.
like,
That's the problem. He's pushing at her and she's trying to avoid them, and then he pushes at her and she finally explodes again, and they're like, Lexi, you're so terrible.
that's what's so crazy too, is you're like, doesn't anyone see what Mathew is doing? Are other people not paying attention enough to notice that he keeps provoking her and then being like, hey everybody, Lexi did something to me. Lexi hit me. He's such a fucking child.
Yeah.
I hate him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he can't cook for shit, so I don't understand why anybody likes about him.
He's just boring. Yeah, Lexi says she's not apologizing at all because she's fed up, and I'm like, that's fine. You don't have to. Let's be real. Like, your time is limited. You might as well get away from these people. So yeah, the next day, Delaney leaves and says she's taking Stu off her resume because it's just a filler and it's confusing people. Katie goes and talks to Captain Sandy about the situation with Lexi and Matt, but then makes sure that she says she doesn't know who started it, but Mathew isn't a victim, and then tells her that Lexi came for Courtney as well, even though like Courtney called her a cunt. Then they have a meeting between all of them to explain their sides and explain that Mathew said he was going to give Sandy an ultimatum of him or Lexi, which Captain Sandy does not like.
That was a great moment because Sandy was like, is that true? Were you going to give me an ultimatum? And Mathew's like, oh, I said I was. I didn't know. I mean, Sandy's like, absolutely not. Whoever tells me I have an ultimatum gets bounced. So that was when I was like, ooh, maybe Mathew will go. But no, sorry, there's a motorcycle outside. Live television, people. It's live.
It's live, baby. Yeah, so
It's live, baby.
Captain Sandy dismisses Lexi and Matt, and then she takes turns talking to like to Courtney, and Katie and Malia, and then and Captain Sandy actually points out, like, why does everyone come for Lexi first and then come for Mathew? And then Malia's
Yes,
like, it's because of that first night where she started a fight.
Right. Why do you all lead with Lexi did something wrong and then Mathew also did something wrong? Why do you all hate Lexi more?
Which I thought was quite perceptive of Captain Sandy.
Me too. Maybe be like, Sandy is the least bad person of this group, maybe? Weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
But yeah, Captain Sandy basically brings Lexi and tells her she has to let her go because there's just too many people against
everybody
her.
hates her.
Mm-hmm. Lexi's like, I get it. I'm not part of the gel, and Mathew sucks, and I hate all these people, so I will leave.
Yeah, bye.
Lexi's like,
And
thank
then-
God, I'm out of here.
So they have an opportunity to bring back Delaney that everyone also decides against.
Stupid.
Pretty stupid. Pretty stupid of them to let Delaney and Lexi go at the same time
I agree.
and be like, this is what we want. We're all going to do so much better without Delaney and Lexi here. Guess what?
Nope.
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 It's dumb to have one less hand. The amount of fuss they had over the fact that there would be an extra hand, I can't with these people.
It was crazy.
I
Also,
really-
this might be like an auto body shop thing happening outside, so
Oh.
don't mind me. I'll put it on mute for a second while you talk about what else happened.
Well, Katie, okay, this was an interesting thing. Katie tries to go talk to Lexi, and Lexi goes into the bathroom and closes the door. And then Katie goes and tells Sandy right away that Lexi shut the door in my face. And it's like, you're still doing it. You're still doing it. Why should Lexi even talk to you? This whole situation has been bullshit. Leave Lexi alone. Just let her pack her shit and go. Like, stop trying to make this a thing. I know Captain Sandy said go talk to her, but you don't need to come back and be like, Lexi shut the door in my face. It's like, she's already fired. She's already out of here. Leave the poor girl alone and let her just leave. She doesn't fuck with you guys. You guys don't fuck with her. No one likes each other. Like, let her go. And then Malia also goes, and Lexi's like, I just want to be alone. And it's like, yeah, leave her alone. And then Lexi leaves and doesn't say goodbye to anyone. And then only Malia helps her because Lexi hates everyone.
I feel like Malia's the only one who had a twinge of like, what if we're all making the wrong choice?
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
And it's not Malia's crew. She's above deck. She's not a stew, so she kind of has no say, but it does feel like after everyone got swept up in the energy of kicking Lexi out together, they were left with one less stew, and that turns out to be really detrimental actually for the entire crew.
Yeah. Yeah, Lexi does say that she regrets the things she said to Mathew because she hates that she got to his level, and
He was
sucks.
trying to push her to that point, though. He was like baiting her,
Yeah.
and he knew that if she's drunk, she can be pushed, and he just hates her because he is a incel creep.
Yeah, and she said it sucks because basically he won because she's leaving the boat, but it's like, you know what? Fuck that guy. He showed his ass so hard. Yeah.
Yeah, they bullied her off, and she was like, you know what? Fine, bye.
Yeah. I mean,
Which
that's
happens on Housewives too sometimes, that somebody will get bullied really hard, and they'll be like, you know what? I don't want to be on this show anymore.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
I mean, yes. Her
Like
first
Lisa
original...
Vanderpump.
Wait, sorry, say again?
I said like Lisa Vanderpump.
Oh, yeah. Well, Lisa is Lisa.
But it was the same thing where it's like, she's flawed, but everybody teamed up on her and was just
Yeah.
like, you're all bad too.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the problem. It's like, yeah, Lexi wasn't cool, but neither was Mathew. And why did Mathew get so much goodwill when he also had multiple nights where he made everyone uncomfortable with his weird, like, sex, creepy, like,
He's so creepy.
I need to
don't-
hire a sex worker, and also I need to go to a sex party, even though after everyone kept being like, stop talking about that. But he has all this goodwill.
And he's also like a different person, drunk and sober. He's like this maniac when he's drunk, and then when he's sober, he's like, "Oh golly gee, oh, I'm a wholesome boy," and it's like you're a psychopath.
But even when he's sober, he's like really annoying. Like the whole time he kept bothering Katie about firing Delaney.
When
like,
he's sober, he's passive aggressive, and when he's drunk, he's just kind of aggressive.
and he's like needy. He's like
Yeah, he
constantly like,
sucks.
pray
The
for
child.
me, tell me I'll leave. And it's like, stop, just stop.
We hate Mathew. We hate him. We hate you, Mathew.
Yeah. Okay, one funny thing that Delaney texted all the deck guys the same message.
Oh, that was so funny.
It was
It was
super
like, hope
epic.
to see you soon.
Yeah.
TTFN.
She says epic a lot. She was like, it was so epic hanging out with you guys and working with you guys. It was so epic meeting you. That's like, was it? Was it that epic? You knew each other for 12 minutes. I will say David, Lexi, and Delaney are all in like some online beef right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Go
because
on.
I don't really understand David's side. Is just he's like, I'm tired of being attacked online. I defended all my crew members. I don't like people calling me racist. All this stuff, and it's like, you shouldn't have defended Mathew then, should you? I don't know.
Yeah.
And then he's, I don't
Well,
know.
I think it's like maybe they didn't know how bad they would look on the show when it's like 10 white people teaming up against the only black woman on board.
Yeah, it's not a good look. Even if
Uh-uh.
what happened.
When even Captain Sandy is like, "What's wrong with you?"
Yeah.
And a lot of people who I don't think of themselves as racist, obviously, so they do not like being called out for microaggressions. It's a macroaggression.
Yeah, there was a lot of shit going on. You might want to like
And
look
it's COVID.
inward.
And it's COVID. Like,
Yeah.
can't just replace people.
Well, so yeah, they decide, the interior decides not to replace Lexi. They decide to go at it, the last two.
It's crazy to
Charters
me that not
themselves.
only do they not replace Lexi, they also don't take on Delaney.
Yeah.
Because, like, Delaney isn't really a stew, obviously. But, like, it would be better to have 3 stews and one's, like, not perfect than to just have 2 stews who are, like, at the top of their game.
Yeah.
Because it turns out it's too much work for 2 people, and that's why you need 3.
Yeah. I agree. I think because you just need that extra set of hands. It would be life changing.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if they get along well. Like, again, just like Lexi would have just stayed in the laundry room for the rest
Exactly.
of the 2 charters or whatever you have left.
And then you wouldn't have to deal with laundry. You just have her do it the whole time.
Yeah, which also would suck. So I'm actually kind of glad that she left and they have to sleep in the bed they made.
I agree.
Sleep in the bed they didn't have enough time to make.
One really great moment was Captain Sandy telling Mathew that he's replaceable and someone's waiting in quarantine to take his job.
Really was hoping that would happen.
I mean, it sounds like he does come.
Hope so.
A few more things from the deck crew. Lloyd was really triggered by Lexi and all the yelling, which I thought was tough to watch someone struggling with that.
Everyone just seemed really fucked up at that point, too. It's like they'd been drinking for 10 hours, so they've
Yeah.
gone into, like, the dark part.
Yeah.
Gone way past the fun part to the part where they're
Yeah.
sad and angry and emotional.
That was tough. And then Captain Sandy finally notices that David is limping and she's not happy to learn about his injury. And then she tells Malia she's disappointed her because she didn't report it and it broke her trust. And then
Did
Captain
you watch the after show last night by any chance?
I did. Yeah, so Captain Sandy yells at Malia, which was really wild. But yeah, what was from the after show?
That we found out that David was lucky that he actually ate shit where he did because his plan was to climb up the mast
And jump into the hot tub? Yeah.
into the hot tub, which is like
How
would
did
be
how did
dead.
they figure that out? I didn't get that.
Probably he told them that's like, hey, I'm gonna, I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe he just told Malia and was like, oh, I'm an idiot.
Because
and,
they
like,
said he was almost fired for it.
Yeah. Maybe he admitted it even to Sandy, and then she was like,
Yeah.
Because that's how you get fired. If you climb the mast, you are
Oh yeah,
dead.
you're fucked.
You
We
can't do
learned
that.
that from Rocky and that guy. I forget his name.
You
Emile.
climb the mast, or you jump off the boat.
Yeah, that's bad. Okay, well the
Middle of your shift.
episode ends. We learn the new upcoming guests are Anthony Evans and Chris Lore. One's a gospel singer, the other's an entrepreneur. They met in church. They're gonna be Christian as hell when they show up, and some of them don't drink. So that's that. Shall we run through episode 14?
Yeah, run through.
This one's a pretty quick one. I didn't take a ton of notes, but yeah.
I couldn't follow anything that was happening because I had been watching season 2. And so in the middle of it, I was like, oh, time to watch the new episode, and I just could not keep track of what was happening at all because I was like, what? Where's Chef Adam? I was so confused by my own timeline.
Chef Adam, don't even remind me.
I know.
I hate that guy. Bummer Town is where
Still like him more than Mathew.
I think they both deserve each other. They should run away together to hell. I think they're both evil assholes.
Chef Hell.
Chef Hell. Okay, so this episode starts back up with Captain Sandy yelling at Malia for not reporting David's injury. And you know what? Very interesting, because Malia is making excuses, and I'm like, well, what about all that maritime law you're so obsessed with, Malia?
Come on.
All of a sudden, you're in trouble, and it's like... What about maritime law, Malia? What about yacht rules? Huh. I guess it doesn't matter if it's her.
Yeah. Guess not.
I'm gonna do that forever. Just interesting.
Just fascinating.
How funny.
Funny
I'm
that.
throw my neck out.
I could do this all day.
That's so interesting. Wow. What's
Wow.
that? Weird. Okay. Yeah, I really could do that at her all day. Yeah, then in the end she's like, well, David should have reported it himself.
Yeah.
Okay, Malia.
Yeah, I guess so, Malia.
Yeah, sure, Malia.
Malia and Sandy no longer on the same team.
No.
Whoa.
Why did you... Wait, what's going on?
Oh, did you fall in a pineapple?
There we go. Sorry. I fell in a pineapple, aka engineer Zach is fucking with me.
You thought you needed some echo?
I guess.
Huh. Funny that. Huh. Interesting.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
Alright.
Malia.
Huh. Okay. Why is that so fine?
I don't know. Because it's so obviously she's full of shit. Lloyd goes on a whole thing because he finally feels accepted and he's afraid to leave this boat and not be accepted by other yachties, which is tough.
Mm-hmm.
And then Malia and Captain Sandy finally make up after their tiff and whatever. They move David to night shift so he doesn't have to do as much physical labor. So now you're technically down another kind of crewmate, so it would have been great to have Delaney.
Great plan, everybody.
Don't love that.
No.
Question. Did you see in the after show how Malia basically she admitted to that Jake engineer guy
Yeah.
and her?
And Andy tried to get him to come on the show, and he was like, no.
No. Curious. I didn't understand. Did it Did it sound like their relationship started after the boat or during?
No, they weren't doing it on the boat, I think. They just weren't showing him.
You think they were hanging out on the boat?
Oh, for sure. That's why she wasn't interested in David at all, too, because she was getting it elsewhere.
Interesting.
She would have at least flirted with him
Yeah.
more had she not been getting dick down in the engine room. Put it bluntly.
Now, do you think that's not shown because they're not allowed to show the ghost characters?
No, I think it's because the engineers. I think they would show him if he wanted to be shown, because they showed Colin.
Right, but he was a cast member, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying this guy could be a cast member. Maybe he just doesn't want to.
Interesting. Huh.
Huh, interesting. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting.
Huh.
Very interesting. All right.
Well,
Well, the interior clearly needs a third person because, they have to do everything and they're like nonstop moving. And then also makes the deck crew lives harder because they have to go set up a beach picnic on top of a mountain and they have to make it all happen. And they could have used the extra set of hands.
Yep.
But they didn't, so here we are. We also learned that Courtney's boyfriend broke up with her in lockdown while they were watching Ozark, so she couldn't finish that show.
Yeah, that was funny. It's not that good. You're fine.
Yeah, it's like, you're fine. I understand you don't want to be in a relationship with Z because he's a cornball.
Maybe you shouldn't have made out with him and flirted with him all season.
And accepted roses from him and called him daddy every 5 minutes. And yeah.
Like, I'm not saying you have to date him then, obviously. But you don't not get to necessarily feel a little bad about it. Feel a little guilty.
Yeah, you should like, oh no, I led him on kind of.
Yeah.
Which is fine, whatever. Z was so drunk most of that time.
Yeah.
He drinks a lot. I didn't notice it, but he does actually drink a lot. He would get faded.
He gets really fucked up, but unlike, he doesn't get sad or angry or emotional. He just kind of blacks out. Like
Yeah.
in a goofy way.
He just becomes...
People are such different types of drunks. It's so interesting.
What type of drunk are you?
Oh, sleepy. That's why I don't
Sleepy.
drink, really. Just tired. Just get bedtime. Like a fun window for like 10 minutes and then like zoop.
Straight
about
to
you?
bed. It depends. Like, wine makes me sleepy, but hard alcohol makes me insane, which is why I don't drink as much anymore.
The only alcohol I like is tequila. Because that's like the uppery one. Everything else makes me sleepy.
That's interesting. Tequila wakes you up.
Yeah, I like tequila. Like a margarita, if I was going to have a drink. We'll have to think about this when we go to Tom Tom.
Yeah. I do like a nice cocktail.
Well, we're getting espresso martinis.
Oh, you're right.
Is what I'm going to break my... I'll bet they have... I mean, I feel like at Pump, at least, they have an espresso martini.
They must. They really must.
I'm looking.
What else happened this episode? Oh, the guests. So 3 of the guests were actually late because they didn't get their COVID test back in time.
Wow, Tom Tom has a cocktail called Doc Holliday, which I believe is the character who says Huckleberry or whatever in the thing Zach played at the beginning.
Is it?
Is that from like Tombstone? Isn't Doc Holliday? Anyway.
That clip, the Huckleberry is from Tombstone. He likes Tombstone, but I've never seen it. But Doc Holliday's from Tombstone?
Isn't it? I don't know.
Zach. He's not responding. He'll hear this in 6
It's okay,
seconds.
it's okay.
whenever
I'll
the
hear it
delay
in 5
is.
minutes.
He'll hear it when the delay hits.
Yeah.
Sure is. All right, we got to get Doc Holliday cocktails.
Oh, we're going to get Doc Hollidays. The best part is you can walk from Sir to Pump to Tom Tom. They're all next to each other. So
I know she's
we're
really
doing
branching
that.
out, huh?
And they do have the fried goat cheese balls at Sir that everybody would eat on shift.
Would
Oh my
they?
God, one of my cats just started going crazy.
All right, well, let's finish this up. And
Yeah, let's finish it up and we
wrap.
can go say what's up to our cats.
Say what's up. Okay, what else happened? Yeah, so the guests are super Christian. The main primary doesn't drink. All the like guys are very into the girl, like Katie and Courtney. Like they keep like kind of creeping. Like one guy's literally like asking Katie all these questions about New Zealand.
Yeah.
Then two of the guys on jet skis go into town, even though they're not supposed to, and Malia has to go find them.
Looks really fun.
Yeah. Like it says 300, what is it? Meters from shore?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. They're only there for one night. There's some situation with the paddleboard and Z not having the equipment out. I don't care.
Yeah. They
Nothing,
seem nice.
nothing too interesting happens this episode. The chef, look, Mathew, he sucks. He's needy. He says he needs compliments because his dad is a stage actor and his mom is a chef. So it's a family full of, well,
Yeah. People
Mathews.
who gassed him up too much.
Yeah, and he just keeps walking around saying, I'm freaking out. And it's like, I don't care.
I don't care. I wanted him to fuck up and go. And that didn't happen, so...
Well, let's see, because Captain Sandy says she wasn't happy with all the dark fish he served her for dinner. And so, of course, he's spiraling, and he's like, Katie, pray for me. Yeah, that's his whole energy. I think he sucks. I want him out. That's all the notes I took because I was annoyed. And
Yeah, that was all I really took from this episode, was that he sucks and I hate him.
I won't have it.
Yeah.
I will not have it.
Well, thanks for coming this
Thanks
week.
for coming.
Back to Deckheads. Thanks for watching.
We're going to keep this one short because I'm so tired
Yeah.
from my travels. Anytime I get tired, I'm like, well, that's it. I have COVID. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what that means.
No, you don't.
I don't know what COVID is anymore. It's
Nobody
a
does. It's
figment
fine,
of my
it's fine.
imagination.
Everybody has a little cold all the time, and that's hard to tell from COVID. All right.
Oh, kitty cat. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. You could...
Drexel, come here.
Twexel? What a cutie.
He's just whining because I'm busy.
Twexel.
Come here, baby.
Don't worry, mommy's gonna be free soon.
Come be on the stream. Oh, let's see if I'll come on the stream.
Okay.
Drexel, come here.
Come on, Twexel.
Do you want to be on the stream?
Oh. Twexel. What a
Look,
cutie.
Drexel, you are a star.
Is Drexel a Russian blue?
Oh. He does
Drexel.
not like to be held.
Drexel's a star.
All right.
All right, y'all.
That's it
You
for
can follow us at Deckheads Pod on Instagram and Twitter. Send us fun stuff. We love to watch fun stuff, read fun stuff, do fun stuff. I'll repost the weird David, Lexi, Delaney
I hear you
beef.
now, weirdly. Is that me?
No. Is the music too loud? I
think that's our cue to call it a day.
Well, yes, okay. Let me just real quick. Yeah, follow us at Deckheads Pod on Instagram and Twitter. Send us fun stuff. I'll repost the thing I saw about David, Lexi, and Delaney beef at Deckheads Pod on Instagram and Twitter. You can email us at deckheadspod@gmail.com. I'm at Anna Hosnier. Molly? At Molly Lambert, baby. And okay, that's that. See you next week. Same time. Bye-bye.